Okay, so it's October 22nd, and I am doing a reading about Reince Priebus and his relationship to the Mueller investigation, whether he has spoken to Mueller and told the truth, what he has said, and what do things look like to him after this. So, like the other reading, I'm just going to start pointing out here the cards that it's the same cards I put in the center as significators. The man, which is Priebus, and here Robert Mueller, and the situation, like what has he told him, and so forth. Again, I believe he has told the truth as well, and I believe he has told him. Let's get started here. This is a card, the whip, a card of fights, verbal fights, physical fights, and basically fighting, and a lot of, literally like fighting in every sense of the word, and pain, but more not like necessarily emotional pain, but more stress. And this is the Magician reverse. So I'm thinking he has a lot of fights because the amount of deceit. Basically, he's in an environment of deceit, dealing with deceitful people, and there's a lot of like infighting. And here, on top of it, it feels that it's about he's talking about an offer. This is a card of an offer, message, or mostly offer, message. Not so much message, but an offer usually. And then this is a card of large amounts of money. So it was an offer of a lot of money. And this is like so crazy to say this. And this is like this upright is defeat, and this is like basically, I don't say unlawful defeat, but something that was unjust defeat and death. So either he talks to him about this death situation. Basically, the money offer was for like an unlawful defeat and a death, or like the end of something. This is an ending, card of death and ending. So he was in an environment with a lot of fighting, and then this is an interesting card to come up because I did this other reading about going to prison, and this is a card that means, generally speaking, prison and a mental anguish. So I don't think that this is prison, although you could say whatever he said. You could also read it as like, oh, whatever he's saying is going to lead to prison. But you could also, I would think, or what I'm getting out of this is that he is talking about his own participation in this. And that the card here, Sun, is of course a very positive card, but in a way, it could, in this context, it also means something comes to light, something becomes known. So either his own participation becomes known or his own guilt. And basically, because he was aware of the financial offers to defeat and end something, he discusses this guilt. This is obviously all speculation. I have no access to any information. So I wanted to find out more about just exactly what is it that he talked about. It like the other one I did for Sean Spicer. So here is the card. This is interesting, although again, it's like I'm just putting together little parts from the little I know and trying to make sense of it, trying to form a story out of this. So this is a card of an offer, and an offer, an offer to make a choice and talk, through communication. So here's a Queen of Cups reversed. And then this is like delays and oh my God, it's crazy. Like, oh my God, this is kind of like, and it's like so strange because I'm reading, and then I'm like, things kind of hit you and you're like, oh my God, this is like crazy. Like, am I making it up? Or like, is it really, it's because the way, if you read it, it's like, it could be like, oh, this is like a blonde woman, could be like Hillary turned upside down. So the offer is to turn Hillary upside down, delay something, and to change, in a way, the delay to make a choice. And this, it's funny, this card came up when I did a reading about the Alabama election, and it was like a election loss, like a kind of a theft of election. So I feel like this is definitely the card that has come up as election. So a delay or something to the election, and the Hanged Man, meaning the election is upside down, basically, literally, and through the communication leads this election to turn upside down. And then if you think of like emails and all the the social media, which is like all the bots and everything, it's conversation, talk. So you could say, in a way, I'm just reading the story from what I'm seeing here, the offer that he spoke, because you saw here on this top part, he's what does he talk about? So he's saying an offer about the law about lots of money of like a kind of like a unfair defeat that leads to an ending, right? So then we come here, and I wanted to find out more. So what is this conversation about? It's like you could say there's like Hillary upside down, an offer to turn her down, to like turn things down for her, to make things bad for her or whatever, and then a delay to an election, and to Hangman is like waiting, and that things don't nothing to stop things from happening, basically, through an offer of conversations of people talking about her in these terms, and these things happen. So it's possible that, knowing that he was indeed in that meeting of the whatever Russian lawyer or something, that everybody was in that meeting, it's possible that he gave more details about the nature of the offer. Okay. So then the last set of cards I pulled, let me bring this up here, it was about what happens to him after this becomes public. Okay. What happens? So, okay. So this is interesting, right? Because I feel like my natural, sorry, this light is really bothering me. It's like reflecting on the cards here. Okay, so it's funny because the human nature, like you always want to know the stories, like what's going to happen. And it's always like your expectation is always that things turn around, like, oh, happy ending, or everything is great, or whatever. Or like, it's like a good or bad, here it shows that it's kind of interesting. It's just like, it shows that it's like so the question was, what happens to him after this becomes public? It shows that I feel like he becomes persona non grata, right? The cards here say betrayal, like a cheater, somebody who cannot be trusted, and he carries the cross. He carries basically a karma for being people see him as a betrayer. And then there's a man he betrays, somebody emotional, maybe a close friend, maybe like another politician. Who knows? I saw this and I was like, oh, is that McConnell? I don't know. It's like some blonde guy. I don't know, just whatever. Like the first thing that came to mind. And the money, because I know he was involved in fundraising, right? Like that was his job, I think. So actually, here, this is a card of like upright. This is like a card of like great financial stability. And since here you have this other card, like on the top of the reading, like that means a lot of money. So it's like, again, it's repeating a pattern or saying something else about like him losing money, or like it's going to create the situation that comes out of this for him makes him look really bad. And maybe it might make it hard for him financially, or might make this is like his cross to carry in life in a way, right? He's gonna lose, things gonna turn around for him, like bad luck, bad outcomes. But then this is kind of interesting. I think this is a card, I see it as like peace of mind or rest. But then after this, like after the kind of like the initial, like, his name becomes tarnished. I think mostly with his party, of course, which is like, it obviously looks like it's involved in this whole situation. He finds peace of mind, like, so he's happy in a way. Like after all this like horrible things happen, he feels probably like there was a card here that was like all the pain, all the fighting, all the guilt, and all that stuff. Eventually, he finds peace of mind. And it's funny, this card here came up before. When I was doing the research about what cards are cards related to prison, this was one of the cards they said, it could be solitary confinement. But I see, again, there's just we don't know much. We don't know everything. We don't know a lot. So it could all be, speculation. I don't know what. Anyway, like I said, I just want to find out as much as I can about this whole situation, because everything seems, there's just so much information, everything's up in the air. So that's what I see about Reince Priebus. He's gonna talk, he's gonna pay a price in a way for participating. I don't believe he's gonna go to, I don't think he's gonna go to prison, but he's definitely gonna suffer consequences of this. He's gonna have, oh, you know what I was thinking too? I was reading that he didn't, nobody's going to pay for his legal fees. So maybe this is the financial troubles because of this whole lawsuit. The whole persecution of the whole investigation. He had to hire expensive lawyers. So maybe that could be that. Who knows? Maybe he's going to go to prison, because it's like he could look at these two cards and think, oh, maybe he is going to go to prison because you have this one and this one. But somehow I don't get the feeling that that's true. I don't know why, right? Because I had the, what? I did think, last time I did ask about Manafort if he was going to go to prison, and I thought he was going to go to prison, but that was like a different context. So anyway, but I asked this very specific questions about him, and I don't know, but I just don't think he's going to go to jail for some reason. I don't know. But anyway, that's my take on Reince Priebus and what's going to happen to him, and whether he spoke to Mueller and what he said. Okay? So thanks for listening and watching.